Hi YouTube, this is Stephanie with Luna Phoenix Intuition, and today I am wanting to do something a little different with cards that I love to use, but I've never done this before. I'm going to be using my Moonology deck, my absolute favorite deck, and there's something, oh, I know it's in there. Today I'm going to be doing a Celtic spread. I normally just do a couple cards, but I feel intensely that there has been some heavy energy going on. And a lot of feminines are feeling stuck, lost, confused with their masculine and with life in general. This past week has been tough, and I initially thought it was just me, but I do feel it's a collective. So I do want to identify some blocks and some things that are triggering us from being able to move forward in a happy space. And when I say move forward, I don't mean move forward into union with our masculine, because I don't believe in trying to manifest that through readings or healing. I believe you should heal for the purpose of healing yourself and being one with yourself. If you are solely healing to manifest a union with your masculine, I truly feel that it will end up going the way you do not expect it or want it to go, because the masculine still has a lot to heal, and the feminine does too, which I thought I had healed significantly up until the past few days. Had a few good cry sessions, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. So I'm very called to do this message. And to my new viewers, welcome. Thank you for being here. If this message doesn't resonate with you, you may not be on the twin flame journey, or this may not be your story right now. This is a timeless reading, so anytime you come to this reading, it's because you're being called here. I've already shuffled. I did try and start this video earlier, but I was interrupted. I'm going to shuffle again on camera. I've already called in my guides and angels and ascended masters. I will do that again on camera. And we'll get started. Just a second, I'm going to turn this TV off. And I think some of us subconsciously feel like if we heal, it's going to make the masculine heal, and then we'll be able to get into union. And it's not an intentional thing. It's more of a subconscious thing. I'm guilty of it myself. But that will lead to heartbreak. That will lead to triggers. That will lead to a number of things, which can be good. Triggers are good. I'm trying to stay in that space, because when you're going through it, it is very difficult to understand why you're being triggered again. But what we have to understand with this journey is it's not easy. It's not pretty. And a lot of the readings promise unions coming, unions coming, unions coming, which may be the case for some scenarios, some twin flame partnerships, but it's not for everybody. It's not that time. I can speak on my journey, and I believe as a collective, masculines aren't ready, feminines aren't ready. We may think we're ready, but we're not. We still obviously have things to heal, and the masculine has things to heal. So if we were to come into union now, it's going to end up in the same thing. So, I mean, you can try and manifest it, but I think the best thing to do at this point is to work on ourselves wholly and for the purpose of healing and not being in union. I believe once we can be completely happy with whatever happens, it'll naturally flow anyway. So, alright, I'm going to go ahead and call on my ascended masters, my guides, angels, Father, Son, Holy Spirit, Goddess Danu. I ask you to please remove any negative energy from me and allow me to be a clear and accurate channel for the Divine Feminine Collective and any cross-watchers. Please help me to identify any blocks and any things that need to be healed within us, and help us on our path, help guide us to happiness, self-worth, and self-love. Thank you. I do hope everybody's okay. It's been a rough week. It really has been. This reading may be longer than my past ones, but that's okay. I really feel like this needs to be done. So, oh, I'm sorry, guys. 1 second. Sorry, you guys. My son is teething, and yeah, fun times. All right. So, with the Celtic spread, we're going to identify the present energy, the challenge with the present energy, the past, the recent past, the outcome if nothing changes, path to the future, some more things about you, more about the situation, hopes and fears, and a final outcome. Spirit guides, if you could please show me the present energy. Present energy. Oh, that one flew out. What is the challenge? What is the challenge? I'm not going to take that one. What is the present challenge? I'm going to take that one. What's the past? Message that we have about the past for divine feminine. Oh, that one came right out. Okay. What's the recent past? Recent past. I'm not going to take those. Can I get one for the recent past? What's the outcome if nothing else changes? What is the outcome? If nothing else changes, what is the outcome? Okay. What is the path to the future?
Oh, hi, Mommy.
Hi, honey. Sorry, guys. What is the path to the future? Shh. What is the path to the future? Oh, goodness. What is the path to the future? Oh, I'm running out of space. Sorry, guys. Her big sister's apparently not watching her like I asked. Okay. What is more about you? What information can you give us about the divine feminine? What's more information or guidance about the divine feminine? I'm sorry, guys. I know my setup isn't the best. I'm working off of my phone. I don't have much space for large spreads, so if you can't see all the cards, I'm really sorry. I will show them to you. Some more guidance about the divine feminine. Can you tell us about the divine feminine? Can you tell us some more about the situation? Shh. I'm sorry, guys. 1 second. Come on, let's go play with sister. Come on. Sorry about that, guys. I'm so sorry. Hashtag single mom life. Okay. So let's see. Spirit guides, can you tell us more about the situation at hand? What's going on with the situation? Can you tell us about the situation? Oh, I'm sorry. I'll try to shuffle on camera. But yeah, I'm working off my phone, so I'm really sorry. I'll get a better setup eventually, hopefully. Tell us more about the situation. I'm gonna move some of my stuff around. Alright, what are the hopes and fears? Hopes and fears for the divine feminine. Hopes and fears. Hopes and fears. And what is the final outcome of this situation? What is the final outcome of this situation? And I also read energies, so I will use these cards to identify things. But if something comes up that catches my attention or I pick up on it, I will address it. This final outcome. You know what? I'm not going to take that one. The final outcome. Excuse me. Move these over here. All right. Let's see. So the present energy is luck is on your side. Well, that's a good start. Giving this past week, luck is on your side, and it is the new moon in Sagittarius. So starting off with some fire energy. The challenge is have faith in your dreams. Waxing crescent moon. The past is be bold and make the first move. And I'm going to just show the cards and then I'll go over the energy here. The recent past is a win-win outcome is forecast. Full moon in Libra, which is convenient because that's what's coming up. I believe that's why a lot of these energies are here. The outcome, if nothing else changes, confidence is your key to success. New moon in Leo, or fire energy. Path to the future, you are good enough. Beautiful. Full moon in Virgo. Beautiful. More about you, a time to give rather than take. New moon in Virgo. More about the situation, the end of a tough cycle approaches. Hallelujah! Full moon in Capricorn. Let's see. Hopes and fears, nothing is set in stone. And final outcome, you're very close to achieving your goal. Gibbous moon. Whew, okay. Well, this is good. This is overall good. And you guys can see the cards. So I'm not just, blowing smoke up your arse. Okay, so let's start here. Present. Luck is on your side. You may be feeling very unlucky right now. Very stuck, very, having to rely on people you don't necessarily want to rely on. having to really dig into the dark night of the soul, dig into your shadows, um, deal with situations that you thought were done, deal with feelings that you thought were healed. And it's leaving you in a space where you just feel unlucky. I mean, this is a really good way to put it, but luck is on your side. So, and that comes with ascension. It may feel like everything is just hitting the fan, but it truly is for a good reason, and I forget that sometimes myself. But it really is for good reason. You start to lose things that no longer serve you, and it's uncomfortable as hell. It really is, and it's terrifying. The challenge is have faith in your dreams. Going into the unluck, you may be feeling very unfaithful, very like things maybe aren't going to work out the way that you had expected because something has changed. Um, Something may have gone awry or gone in a way that you did not expect. Which is some of the shadow healing that you have to do is expectations. Things aren't going to go the way you expect them to all the time. And it is very triggering. It very well can be. But this is calling for you to have faith in your dreams and understand that the things that you're comfortable with may fall away, and you may be shaken up and made uncomfortable because it's making you step out of your comfort, and it's making you focus on things that you need to in order to ascend, in order to welcome in abundance. If we're staying in the same place, we're going to get the same results. You can't, if you're comfortable, cool, but if you want more out of life, I'm sure most of us do, it's not going to happen unless some things change. And sometimes we get so comfortable, we're not going to change those things unless we have to. So this is the universe coming in to say, knock, knock, hey, time to change, let's go. You don't have time to grab your clothes, let's go. That type of change. But it's for a good reason. So, the past. Be bold and make the first move. Fear has kept you from stepping out of your comfort zone. Fear has kept you from expressing your emotions to someone. Fear has kept you from applying for that new position that you want, for applying for the home that you want, for moving to the place that you want to move to. It all circles around fear. And that fear is going to keep you from making that move. So let go of the fear, be bold, and make the first move. Don't expect somebody else to make it for you because guess what? They won't. You have to do it. The recent past. A win-win outcome is forecast. Full moon in Libra. Recently, and I'm thinking like the last couple of weeks since the new moon, really. We have been dealing with energies and pain that we thought we had dealt with already, and it's coming back almost like it just happened. You're having to reface things, whether it be a karmic situation, betrayal, childhood trauma, issues with your parents, issues with your job, drug addiction, alcoholism, self-worth issues, lack of confidence. All of those things seem to be resurfacing, and it's because they have not healed yet. This full moon in Libra, which is not only in this card, but it's coming. I forget the date. I think it is the 19th of April. I'll double check on that. It's literally like a week and a half away. These are coming up because they need to be purged, so that things can be balanced out. So this is a great time to really meditate on not the triggers themselves, but why you're being triggered. That can be really hard to identify sometimes. So my recommendation is to really sit on it. Feel the emotion for one thing. If you have to cry, damn it, cry. If you have to go for a long drive, if you have to just, have a meltdown for a little bit, do it so that you can identify what's triggering you and then release it. Do not sit in that mind state. I have been so guilty of that in the past. And that is how people welcome in things like depression and anxiety and all these low vibrational things that keep us in a victim state. And we're not victims. We are not victims. We're survivors. We're strong. And we're here for a reason. And we're on this journey for a reason. And it's a divine journey. The outcome, if nothing else changes, confidence. This is telling me, if you don't change anything else, work on your confidence. Again, you are worthy. You are beautiful. You are good enough. Why can't you get the job that you want? You're good enough. You're worthy of love, self-love. You're worthy of the love that you put out. Give it to yourself. Don't expect somebody else to give that love to you. Do not base your happiness on someone else. Base it on yourself. Find happiness within yourself. Find that confidence within yourself, that self-worth. Because you are worth it. And don't count on somebody else to validate that for you. Let go of the expectation of validation. I almost said that wrong. Validate within yourself. Because you are good enough. Which leads into path to the future. You are absolutely good enough. All that pain that we've had to go through, all that betrayal and lies and third parties and dealing with addictions and dealing with abuse and childhood traumas, sexual abuse, if that's happened. As cliche as it sounds, you were meant to go through that because you wouldn't be here without it. And some of you may be pissed off at your masculines right now. But if it weren't for them, you more than likely would not be on this journey, and you more than likely would not have made the progress that you've already made. So find some kind of consolation in thanking them for at least bringing you to this point and bringing you to a place where you're able to connect with your higher self. And you won't stay mad at them. We never do we? We may hate them one day and love them the next. More about you. A time to give rather than take. This one, let's see. Normally, I would say that this is saying to give love to someone else instead of taking it, or give something to someone else. But this, I feel, is to give yourself love rather than take, rather than give away. If that makes sense. Stop giving yourself away and start giving yourself more. I know that's not necessarily what this card says, but that's what I feel. You're giving and giving and giving and giving. And it's not in a sense where you're expecting something back, but subconsciously you are. So when you don't receive it back, you feel cheated. You feel like used. You feel like you've wasted your time, your energy, like you're just done with the situation because you've given so much. And it leaves you feeling empty. So fill your cup back up. Give more to yourself now. It's so important. You cannot pour from an empty cup. So many of us mothers, fathers, women, men, we give so much that we don't leave much for ourselves. And that has to stop. It's not selfish for self-care. It took me 30 years to understand that. Self-care is not selfish. It's necessary. So take care of yourselves. Do what you feel like you need to do. I can't really give advice on, how to fill your cup, but find something that you love to do. Something that sets your heart on fire aside from your masculine. Okay? Yeah, he sets your heart on fire. And by he, it could be a woman too. That's just the energy. Of course, they set your heart on fire. In a good way and a bad way. So, find something that you can enjoy within yourself without being attached to somebody else. And find happiness in that and indulge yourself in that. All right, more about the situation. The end of a tough cycle approaches. It may seem like things are taking a step back or not moving forward at all, or, just kind of staying stagnant. But there is a lot of healing going on, whether it looks like it or not. Part of this process is refacing our triggers and refacing our pain so that we can fully heal it. So even though it seems like we're taking a step back, we're not. Now we're more conscious of what's going on. Now we're more aware of these triggers. So now we can address them in a different light. So you're able to handle certain situations differently. And if you handle a situation in the same way that you used to, so be it. Learn from that and take it with you. It's a never-ending learning process. You're never going to stop healing. I hate to say that because it's like, geez, haven't I healed enough? Like, I'm tired. I'm tired of fighting. I just want to be done. I want to be healed. I want to be, in bliss. It never stops. It never does. So each time that you're faced with a similar situation that brings up a trigger, learn from it. Use your conscious evolution and use the healing that you've already done to move forward in a different way. Handle it a different way. And in that process, do not beat yourself up if things are handled in a way that you used to handle them. It's okay to be mad at yourself for a minute. Do not stay in emotions too long. I'm a Scorpio. We are emotional as hell, and we will sit in our emotions. We're a fixed water sign, so we sit in emotion. So I can speak from experience. It's extremely hard for me sometimes to get out of my emotions, but it's necessary. Sometimes you have to approach things from a different view, a different perspective. And that doesn't require emotion all the time. So keep that in mind. Your hopes and fears. Nothing is set in stone. This energy may have you feeling like union's never going to happen. It may feel like your healing will never be done. It may feel like you're never going to get past this situation, like you're just stuck in this energy and things are just crumbling all around you. Walls are closing in. And it's, you can't see over this mountain. You can't see the light at the end of the tunnel, but it's there. It may be that big, but you only need a mustard seed. It's there, and it's not set in stone. Things can change tomorrow. We've all experienced that before. Your entire life can change in one day. And I know we've all experienced that before. So just remember that this is a season. It may be a long season, but it's a season and it will pass. Final outcome. You're very close to achieving your goal. This healing, this inner work, these triggers, the pain resurfacing, the fighting, the arguments, the job losses, home losses, relocations, the financial shortages, having to rely on someone, feeling stuck in your situation. They are a catapult for us to come into abundance, and we're almost there. We are almost there. Now, everybody's timeline is a little different depending on how far you are in your journey and how much you've healed. And that's why I don't necessarily believe in saying, oh, twin flame union's coming, oh, you're healed. Because it depends on who you are in your situation. This is telling me that you're very close. Now, this could be you're very close to a union. You're very close to healing a specific thing. You're very close to the job you want. You're very close to the home you want, the car you want. But I don't want you guys to focus on the final outcome. I'm going to flip this card over, matter of fact. Let's not focus on that. Let's focus on the rest of the spread here. Make the first move. Take a leap of faith. Or the Fool, as in tarot. You are good enough. You're good enough for that salary. You're good enough for that promotion. You're good enough for that nice house. You're good enough to date other people. You don't have to sit around and wait for your divine masculine. You can date other people. You know, I have been separated for 4 months and I haven't dated anybody. But I'm ready. And I'm not saying, you know, go out and date if you're not ready. Because you must be ready. You must be at a good place on your own in order to, you don't want to hurt somebody else because you're hurting. You know, hurt people hurt people. So if you're ready to date, go date. It doesn't have to get serious. It can get serious. It can go any way it wants to. The point is to be bold and make the move and let things flow naturally. Go without expectation, go without limits. Move fearlessly. Remember, luck is on your side. And a win-win outcome is forecast. Basically, no matter what, something good is going to come of the situation. I think a lot of people get so caught up in the idealization of a union and being with their partner. And while that's fantastic, and, you know, we love being with them, we love spending time with them, think about the time where they pissed you off. Think about the time when you were unhappy. Keep yourself from living in a fantasy of just bliss and because you miss them. You know, I was reminded of my masculine and some of the things that he hasn't healed yet. And it reminded me, you know, we truly are not ready. And that's okay. Win-win outcome. You know why that's okay? Because I still get to work on myself. I still get to do me. So what he's doing him. I get pissed off about karmics all the time. I do. I can be honest with that. I don't stay mad at them. And I get to a point where I wish them healing as well. If you are operating in a place where you're hating whatever he's going through or whoever he's dealing with, that's a low vibration. And for one thing, that's going to keep them away. That's going to keep them not wanting to talk to you. And it's going to keep you in a dark place. So wish them well. Because if it's true love anyway, you want that person to be happy and healthy, period. And I can say that 100%. I want my masculine to be happy and healthy, period. It doesn't matter if it's with me or not. It took me a very long time to get to that place because I felt like I was the best thing for him. And I may not be, at least not at this time. And that's okay. He may not be the best thing for me. The best thing for me right now is to work on myself and find happiness within myself. And that's a collective energy. I feel like I was yelling at you guys, but I'm talking to myself too. You guys, this is big, and it's painful, and it's hurtful, and it's, you know, it's frustrating, and you want to give up sometimes. You want to just crawl on the floor and cry, and just, you don't know what to do. You want to break things. You want to cuss him out, block him, unblock him, drive by where he's at, you know, do all these things. And if you don't come out of that, you're going to stay in a place of low vibration. But not only that, you're not going to be able to accept blessings into your life. Because you're so focused on that pain, you may miss the job opportunity. You may miss a new love. You may miss an opportunity to go travel or to do something nice for yourself because you're too down about what he has going on. My advice is, if it's not affecting you to a point where all your eggs are in this basket, then it's okay. And I can't think of any situation where all of your eggs are in the basket that the masculine is holding. I cannot think of one scenario where that's the case. There's always a different scenario, always a different situation. So just be positive and know that you are divinely guided, and, you know, it's gonna hurt. But you have a soul family. We have each other. I find so much peace in my soul family. And in doing these videos, I was so down today, crying, just really upset with life in general. Um, and instead of staying in that space, I said, you know what? I know this is a collective energy. I want to do a reading because I know I'm not the only one going through this. And I feel like through this process, that's why I'm here, and that's why a lot of us are here. We're here to help each other through this journey because it's not easy. And if you feel alone, it makes it that much worse. So if you don't have, your masculine where you want, or don't have the job you want, or your family's not really, in a good space, you at least have your soul family because we do understand. I understand completely. Anywho, enough of my lecture. I do hope everybody's okay. If you're really struggling, feel free to leave a comment. I'm open to talk anytime. If you want to do something private, even if you want a private reading, you can book one with me. I'll put it in the description box. If you just want to vent in the comment section, we're all here for each other. And I want this to be a safe place for us to openly get things out without bashing our masculine or the karmics. Because that's very low vibrational and it just keeps that energy going. I did this reading so that we could address things within ourselves. Because that's the important thing here. So anyway, I'm sending you guys lots of love, tremendous peace and comfort. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend. And I'll see you guys later.